There we go.
Hi, Jan.
Hello. Hi, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Mhm.
In the circumstances.
Yeah. We've got John.
Can you hear a lot of background noise from me?
No?
Good. Okay. My husband's got the TV on in the other room, but I don't think it's too loud.
Nope. Hi, John.
Hi, kid.
Um,
Yeah.
I just got an email from Lily. Uh, she can't make it, and an email from Dennis. Hmm. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. There's Dennis.
No, I'm just making a Google Doc that we can all put our questions about the wheel in. Of course, I didn't start till about 2 minutes ago, but
Oh,
I don't see the other participants in this group on the email that comes to us because you're sending it just to us individually, Danielle. Is
hmm.
there a way I can know that I got Jan?
I wonder if the easiest way would be to make
Shows
a
up.
Google Doc. Um,
Oh yeah.
it,
Is your last name Reynolds?
yeah, that's Dennis. I also created a bunch of questions
Oh, good.
um because this kind of helps our purposes as well.
Oh,
So
yes, yes. And so is yours in a Google Doc also?
I put it in a Google Doc.
I mean, a couple of us don't love them, but I'm learning, and it's a super good way to be able to all contribute. As
I
far as
know.
You're learning to
Yeah, I agree.
tolerate them, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a way that we can all. And so either you can send me what you created, and I can put it in because you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, well, let me put what I've got in. I'll create the Google Doc and share it with all of you. And then I think it would be great for you to add your questions. My thinking was it would be I think it would be good for the questions to relate to um programs that the city has that we want people to
Right.
know about,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah, yeah.
like and sort of lead people towards the actions we want them to take, like
Right.
Right,
compost,
right.
recycling, get a heat
Right.
pump,
So
ride a bike.
so let's frame the panels, the sections, if you will, in a way that lends us that way. Because
Yes.
I'd proposed a draft version that would be transportation, land use, air quality, efficient buildings, waste management, and wise water use was the proposed,
That's good.
Right. And you should send
categories.
that to us because you keep saying it and I never get them all.
Yes, I will. I've
Transportation.
got,
No,
yeah.
but I don't want to write it down. If it could be written in a real,
I'll
yeah,
put
you
it
know
in
what I,
this file.
you probably got it already. Okay.
Okay.
Land use is a category I didn't do. That's a good one.
Right. The categories sounded good, but I forget one or two of them
Yeah.
every time I hear it. And if
Well,
it's
land use is what I get from hanging out with the Envision Eugene Technical Advisory Committee for a couple, 3 years.
yeah,
Let me get this uploaded. Do you guys want to work on this now or
Yeah, because the main things we're really looking at today, we're going to be, fine tuning this and being, what prep we can do and planning when, people are physically in a place to put together materials and to look at the social media outreach piece that you were going to have some more conversation with city staff. But I think we need Lily in the room for that piece, as the most social media savvy amongst us. So I'm thinking primarily we're just trying to plan for the April 13th event. Anybody have a different sense of what we're up to today?
I was talking, but I was muted. So no, Yeah, no, I agree with that. Although I think it would be great to get an update on what's new about the social media outreach in terms of feedback from the city. But otherwise, yeah, let's just
Yeah,
mostly focus on Earth Day.
yeah, Danielle, do you have any additional stuff from communication staff at this point?
No, I thought we were waiting on, I thought it was on the ball was in the committee's court to sort of finalize, like how that thing that Lily developed was going to be used. Like, what is the process for how it gets used? When,
Oh, mhm,
remember?
mhm. The
When do,
kind of a timeline through the month.
Right.
well, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
a
I think-
timeline and like a how to, like how to use that thing. Cause it's great, but I feel like I was still a little unclear how to use it.
Yeah, I felt like we had a sense of that, but we were waiting kind of from timing of when postings would happen would be when communication staff recommended those should happen, like 2 weeks before a meeting.
Oh,
Was we had proposed a timeline.
yeah, I think that would, I think just like get it in like write what you propose down and then we can edit that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm like, right now, all I have to go off of is the thing that Lily created. And so what
Right.
would be the process to get that?
Yeah, I can play with the template of, hi, my name is, Dennis Reynolds. I'm a member of the Sustainability Commission, and I want to invite you to our upcoming, April meeting. The topic is going to be blank. Please join us. You can connect at, and that's kind of it.
But that's already on the draft.
Right.
Right. I don't know that
Right.
there's that much more there.
Yeah, so I think, but so what else, well, besides the actual process timeline, Danielle, what else is needed? So we would basically, the timeline would say, whatever it is.
The process,
we-
I think the process, like write down
Okay.
the process, just like,
Okay,
because that's what the commission's gonna review.
okay.
Like,
Well,
I think it'd be good to just spell that out.
Well, if that's not done yet, then I think we should devote a little time today to just do it
Yeah,
and
that sounds
write it
good.
down.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
commissioners volunteer to pick a month. And then, 3 weeks before.
Does someone want to type this up?
I'm writing it,
jotting
but I don't
some.
like,
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, sorry,
I
it's probably
can
hard to do both.
Okay, yeah.
3 weeks before a meeting, commissioners record.
Or submit.
what do you
quote.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah, what do you mean record?
I was thinking it was probably a little, phone video clip. That's the technology that's most easily accessible to people.
No, but Facebook is just text also. To start, maybe.
So it'd just be
but
text.
or at least a photo. I thought we wanted at least a photo, either a still
Right.
photo of the commissioner or I think that, yeah, I think there was some complication around video. It just didn't, who would do it and how would do it. I think we kind of tried to simplify it back to a photo, but if you
Okay,
don't do
so-
something visual, I think something visual is attractive.
Well,
So-
if we have a standard format, and I'm just like, I just reviewed today because I'm doing it 7:00 tonight, the text for the PowerPoint, and it's got blanks, insert a word,
Mm.
insert your name, insert the date. And so the
Right.
text is going to be pretty standard, simple text.
Right,
It's just going to change because of the date or the topic, and the rest
Right.
of it's just going to be boilerplate.
right. Yeah, my
So
name is
Danielle, do
so-and-so.
you
I'm
want a
about-
copy of that boilerplate? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, like what okay, say I'm like Alexi and I have not been or like Mitra, and I haven't been in this committee and like what am I supposed to submit to Danielle?
Okay, so
What
three
am
weeks.
I asking
Right,
Mitra
but I
to
don't
do?
know that there's, I
So
don't,
we'll have-
as I'm thinking through it, I don't know that they need to submit anything. They just confirm that they're ready to go. Because if it's a standard text where all we have to do is plug in our name, the date, and, this week, we're going to be getting the presentation from That's, those just kind of get plugged in.
Danielle, who will actually post this? Who do we submit it to if we, once we figure out
Well,
what it
you
is?
submit it to me and I'll submit it probably to Marion. She's our communications director. But I
Okay,
thought on the flyer that you guys had created, that Lily created, it had like a quote, like compost matters to me because
I think that, well, I think to
that's
me,
the part that I'm
it seems
confused about.
like, to me that part, and maybe we need to write it out a little bit differently than what it's there, or just underline the parts that are the fill in the blank parts. But to me, it's like, yeah, my name is so-and-so, I'm a volunteer on the Sustainability Commission. This coming meeting, we'll be talking about blank. And the reason that that's important is blank. And so we hope you can join us. Here's how you can do that. Right? So,
Yep.
I mean, the blank, so really what it needs to happen is that whoever the commissioner has volunteered for that month, 3 weeks before the meeting, they need to fill in the blanks
Right.
and send it to you.
Yes.
And then that's pretty much it. The only thing is this, I think the question about a photo, if we need to, seems like it would be more appealing if there were pictures of people or something. It could be something related to the topic, but then who's gonna decide that picture or
Right.
take a
Well,
picture?
but
Or,
if if the invite's coming from a person, it's just a picture of that person. And that's what was in the draft version, and that
okay,
can happen at the annual retreat to get most of the pictures of the fall work session.
yeah,
So, okay,
Yeah,
so that's
if
something
you're
that
not-
needs to happen then, like, so that this should all be written down in the process, like at
Yeah.
annual retreat, that's when we take the photos and like, if that's the case, we should probably, I should make sure that we have our communication staff there who have a nice camera and can,
yeah,
and that's maybe a bigger lift than it sounds.
really?
Well, I mean, do then these photos need to be edited or is it just,
They should be able to take a decent headshot of somebody quickly, I would hope.
Yeah,
well, yeah, but it's still, and then they have to upload them and
Right.
it's still a chunk of
Yeah.
time. So
I know, that's what John's signaling. I get some pretty decent headshots when I crop them down.
And
on my
can I
phone.
just point my phone at myself? And go,
Yeah,
Right.
It's
yeah.
just Facebook.
yeah. It's what I think. So we could just do it. I mean, that's what I'm thinking is maybe we just do that at the next commission meeting. Just say, come ready to get your picture taken and just do it on a phone and I don't know.
okay.
Right, or each
Get it
person
done.
submits
Or-
their personal thing, their picture,
Right.
and the announcement about the subject to Danielle.
Right.
So
3 weeks
announcement
before.
about the subject and 1 to 2 sentences that announces the subject and why it matters to you.
Yep, exactly.
Uh-huh. What and why?
And then maybe in an intro of yourself, just your name and
Yep.
Yeah.
you.
I
so
am
maybe-
blank, a volunteer with the Sustainability Commission, as
Or
Dennis
I
said.
bet,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, we
Okay.
want to keep
subject
it.
and why it matters. Photo, that's
Right.
it. So what do you
Right,
think of
we
that,
wanna
Danielle?
keep
You
it
think we're okay
simple
with
for
people?
to do it.
Right.
What's that?
Danielle, are you okay with people submitting their own photos?
Yeah, I think that sounds easier, honestly, than involving
Yeah.
roping in like
Oh, yeah.
like us taking
Yeah.
professional headshots of people.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I
not
think
that
so
they do.
too.
Right,
Well,
then
or-
somebody can decide if they want to take it outside or, in front of a flowering tree and if it's seasonally
Right.
appropriate, whatever.
Or
We
maybe you
invite,
have one.
invite commissioners to, have fun with the photo if they want to, or keep it simple.
Right. That sounds good.
Okay.
So you want me to still just type this up and something, Danielle?
I think that would be good.
Okay,
Thank you, Jen.
I will do it
I mean,
after
and
the
it can be
meeting.
short. It can be like, it's basically a description of
Right,
how, and then what's the next part? So then 1 week before commission meeting, staff city posts
Right.
the post to the Facebook. Is that 1 week before sound good? Maybe the
From a
Friday.
Facebook kind of thing, from my understanding, which is very
Yeah.
limited. That's right. A week is
I
plenty
think,
of time.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you could even do, I don't know, depending on what they're doing with their Facebook, they could do it 1 week ahead of time and then 2 days ahead of time, the same
Right.
post.
And share this information with your interested friends. Could be part of the narrative, Jan.
Yeah. Getting
Okay,
it.
so let's walk through. Let's do an example. Compost to me is an easy one because that's
Okay.
like, let's do a hard one. Let's do like next month, this coming month, it's going to be on the public health development standards. And yeah, that's what I mean. City staff is going to be coming to talk about potential tools they are looking at to protect public health in industrial zones.
Right. That's pretty straightforward. And this is important to me because I care of the health and well-being of all my neighbors.
Okay. So what if we write, maybe in this description that you're writing, Jan, could you give some examples like that? Like,
Mhm.
because I think it actually, I love what you just said, Dennis, because to me that gets to the point. That's like the essence of why the city is doing this. You know, it's like we need to be exploring ways we can better protect the well-being of our community. So like, and that's the value, like, so, but I think making that jump from a very technical, dry, complex topic to like the essence could be sometimes tricky. So I think it'd be good if maybe we could have some examples in that thing that we're writing up. Let's do another example, like say, what was last month? MUPD and compact development. What would you say?
Well, density rather than sprawl dramatically reduces the impact of transportation emitted greenhouse gases.
Wait, talk slower. This is really good.
Really? I can't write that fast. What'd you say?
Well, compact development reduces the impacts of transportation generated GHG.
So MUPD, what was the title of that? MUPD and what?
MUPD and compact development.
Okay, because I was trying to say, do we have to somehow explain how MUPD
Well, do we? I don't.
or
I
even
don't
what
think we need to in
MUPD
this
is?
blurb. You know, or city incentives for compact development might
Yeah,
be,
you could.
you know.
City incentives for contact. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, okay, good.
By the time we get this happening, I won't be a commissioner though, so I can't be anybody's, you know, go-to preacher.
I was thinking the same thing. By the time we get this going, I'll be gone, but it's fun to contribute anyway.
I think this is going to be, I know you guys are, yeah, it's true. You guys may be
It's
gone. Maybe
okay.
we'll get it going by May.
So you're not renewing, John?
No, it just came up that I didn't, but mostly because I'm old.
That's part of mine too, so.
But I wanted young people to do this instead of old people. And so
Absolutely,
I'm
I
glad
know.
that there's so many good young volunteers,
Yeah,
young
that's
applicants.
the work of our,
Yeah.
that's a work of our time is some of
Yeah.
the old white guys
Oh.
to step out of the way.
Come say hi.
That
Opie.
reminds me, Danielle, I haven't heard back about if I've gotten an interview or not.
Yeah, it's
Has
young
that gone
people.
out? Oh, who's that
I'm
cutie?
not sure.
We need more young people.
the heck?
Absolutely.
This is
Oh,
Opal. You want to say?
hello.
What a
say
doll
hi,
hello?
Opal.
baby. No, not really.
I don't
Looking very skeptical.
Yeah,
Do
Who
you
are these
want to join
people?
the commission?
yeah, she does. Well, she'll be a volunteer before you know it, won't you, Opal?
Mhm.
Right.
Oh,
So
All right.
cute. How old is she?
1.5.
What a doll.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What's her name, John?
Opal
Opal.
and
Nice.
Forrest is in the other room driving cars around right now.
Oh, Is that your brother, Forrest?
Yes, Forrest is your brother, huh? Yeah.
Cute.
You're coming in too?
Super
Okay.
cool.
Choo, down you go. So you want to stay up? Sure, you're welcome to stay up. Sure. You're welcome to stay up. You're a nice quiet helper. You want to say hi to Forrest? Let's see if I can. There's Forrest.
Oh, hi
Hi,
there.
Forrest.
There's the big brother.
Yeah, that's Big Brother. Things are never boring around here parts, though. I promise you that.
Jeez.
Yeah, you only got the top of your head in, mister. But I'm doing some work now. So Opal is welcome to sit here, but you can't talk when I'm working so hard.
All right.
So Danielle, and
Yeah,
what
no.
sounds like, Jen, do you feel like you have
Yeah,
what you need to put
I'll
together
try
a
to type
draft?
this up after the meeting and send it all to you all, and I'll try to do it as a Google Doc. I'm not super good at that. I don't know where to start it or put it, but
Jan, if you want to just email it to me, I'll create a folder for this committee and I'll
okay,
put in the spin the wheel and I'll put in this
Sounds good.
file.
Sounds good.
great.
And,
Good.
Danielle will send us each the link, and you'll figure it out. Even I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll create that.
And we're doing both, or is it, this will go up on both Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, I think I don't know if we have I know individual like divisions have Instagrams, but they tend to be more of the outward facing ones like rec, library, parks.
Uh-huh. There's not a citywide one. Yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
so, but I think there's Facebook and there might be X, but I don't know if this is really, can you post something like this to X? Does anybody know? Twitter?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Well, you
it's
get 140 characters, so it could be text, yeah.
That's true. It could just be a text and a photo.
well, you could just talk with the staff about that and see what they think. Yeah.
Okay.
And you might start seeing, do you get any reaction to Facebook? I'm not.
Yeah.
But more is better. I mean, much as I
knows?
hate to
Yeah.
say it.
I
Yeah.
know. So,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I had talked about with Devin about when this is coming, when you guys, like, we had tried to kind of stagger, like, what needs
Right.
commission approval. Maybe it's in my notes somewhere. I mean, I guess, well, why don't we just, once Jan gets that to me and you guys all take a look at it, then I'll try to get city approval from my comms team, and then hopefully we can get this on the April.
Yeah, it would be really
agenda.
nice to get it in there. Could you
Yeah.
also put in that Google Docs file the template that we have from?
What?
Yeah, about
Oh,
your brother.
from
Yeah.
Lily?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yes.
Thank you. I think that's enough for tonight then, yeah, with this one.
Yeah, when can you so I'd probably need this with all of you guys, like if you can get this, because I need to send out the packet next Wednesday. It's already next Wednesday. Oh my God. Like if you guys can get this quickly, over to me, Jan, and you guys all read it like within the next day or two, I can try to hustle to get like the internal approvals that I need so that it can go in the packet next week.
I will do it tonight, so you'll have it by the morning. Otherwise, if I let it go, I'll just forget.
I know.
It may be rough, but you all know the conversation, so you can feel free to edit it as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. So Earth Day?
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I mean, you guys, you could potentially, I mean, why not launch this in May, June,
Mhm.
you know, for the May, June sessions, just to
Be
sort of
great.
pilot it a little
Yeah.
bit. And maybe John and Dennis, since you guys are outgoing, you could each
You could
volunteer.
be the first.
You could be
Be the first.
We'll pilot it, right?
Be Facebook famous.
Right. I think that's a good plan.
Yep. Pilot in May, June. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, this sounds really good. Should we spend some time brainstorming some questions? It might just be easier for me to share my screen right now.
Sure.
The other question, I
that
think,
sounds
just,
good.
Yeah, what?
you know, I want to talk through just a little bit the logistics in terms of, I shared that Sunday I'm in Roseburg and could, you know, be there
Oh,
for
yeah,
half
yeah.
of the tabling time and breakdown and that stuff, but I can't do setup. And right now, that would put it on you and Tom primarily, John.
Mhm.
Because Jan is tabling with another organization, and Lily said she was iffy at best.
Yeah.
So you two are going to be the setup people to coordinate with Danielle getting stuff in order to getting it to the market and set it up. It's pretty straightforward, you know, in terms of the wheel is only the thing that's very bulky at all. And rest of that is tablecloth and some stickers and that kind of stuff.
Have we seen or found the wheel yet?
No, it's still
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I don't know how big it is. I'll do it, but we need to do it by next.
But we need to know if we have it, because if we don't have
We
it.
do have it. We
Okay.
do have it, and it's actually closer to home than I thought. It's actually the woman who's like 3 offices down from me. She uses it all the time,
Oh,
and she
good.
said I could borrow
Okay.
it for this event.
Right.
Oh, good.
Well,
Okay.
then that task is in your wheelhouse.
That's in my hands, definitely. That's
And who,
my responsibility.
and is there somebody who can take the questions and lay them out in the format they need to be printed for the wheel?
Well, I was thinking to keep it simple
Uh-huh.
is like we'll sort of color coordinate it. So like transportation is green, water is blue, buildings is orange or something, and we'll just put those colors on the wheel. And so if you spin an orange, you go to the orange questions, which are transportation, or you go to the yellow questions, which are waste. So that way
Sure.
we can keep fussing with the questions, because
Okay.
maybe we'll realize, oh, this question was really bad, like,
Okay.
you know, change it or something,
Okay.
without having to
Sure.
like reprint out and cut and paste and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So what else what are the supplies? There's the tablecloth. I got more stickers, so that'll be the giveaway.
Hmm.
I'll get the wheel, the list of questions. I'm also trying to collect more handouts, so like resources and stuff. So
Mhm.
transportation is going to get me a whole bunch of different things like bus maps and bike route maps and like stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I'll be collecting handouts that you guys can hand out.
Well, the other piece is, you know, particularly at this kind of event where we're trying to be sustainable, can we get QR codes to invite people to access them in a different way rather than more paper?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you on that, but I also think like paper is such a small source of
Well,
emission. Like,
yeah.
is someone really gonna go pull it up? Well, and some of the handouts we have too, you know, it's like the stickers that go on your yard debris bin.
Those are good.
I've been,
I'm fine
plus,
with
I-
it. I'm fine with the handouts. It's, you know, I'm
Yeah.
a firm believer the best way to have good ideas, have lots of them and let go of most of them. So
Right.
I'll let go of that one.
no, I hear you.
Yeah,
I think
maps are kind of handy to have. Yeah.
I think I'm there are a bunch of online things that I could go print, but I'm not, because it's like
Right.
I think I'll be selective in choosing things that are actually useful in print form and
Mhm.
not going to overwhelm people and not just like waste paper.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Wait, and
Uh,
who's doing, so John and Tom are doing the first setup until when?
So it's noon to 3 or
The
5?
actual event is 2 to 6. I
2 to
just
6.
pulled up
2 to
the thing
6,
from
okay.
Mitra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So there'll be set up before that. And,
yeah.
Do you guys have to bring a table?
no, we get a table and 2
No.
chairs.
Yeah,
Table and teacher. Okay.
so setup should start about 1-ish. And 1 to 3
One,
and 3 to 6,
and
or
then-
you might want a little overlap.
Who's on the late crew?
I'm late crew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I have?
it'd actually be nice if you could get somebody in the middle too. Have we asked other commissioners?
Nobody else stepped up when I asked at the last meeting. I mean, and part of it is because several people, you and Laura and Mitra are all there
Oh,
Right.
doing
stuff, yeah.
tabling in other
That's true.
settings, so.
yeah.
So it's Dennis and Lily or just Dennis?
Lily said she was iffy, so I'll reach out to Lily and see if she's gonna be able to join it. But I'm fine
Fine.
handling the breakdown if that's what I need to do.
Okay. So John, do
Mhm.
you want to coordinate? When do you want to come pick up supplies?
When the wheel is ready, I'd like to do it in one trip.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe like end of next week.
Sure. Will the
Let's
wheel
see,
fit in my bicycle trailer?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'll try to consolidate it. I have this nice Cafe Yum bag. Their bags are like really big, and so I think most of it should fit in there.
Okay.
Is your
Yeah, when
bike
we did
trailer-
the tabling, you had one bag of stuff that included the
Yeah.
tablecloth and everything. And then we had that stand board, but we won't have that. We'll have the wheel instead.
Does the
Yeah.
wheel break into 2 pieces is kind of my real question. Has it got a
I'm
stand
not sure.
and a top?
Okay, I really need to go look at this
Yeah.
wheel. Like,
Take a look at it. I mean, I have a car. I have a
And
let's
car.
if-
plan for like Friday the 11th.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds good in the afternoon.
Okay.
Because I babysit in the morning.
Okay. Do you have a time preference? Like 2,
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay, 2 o'clock on. I'm gonna put it on my calendar now. John to come pick up supplies. I'll check if. Okay.
So, and I'll go ahead and send something to Tom that we missed him at this meeting and remind him that you and he, John, are the setup people and that you'll be picking up materials and he can coordinate
Yep.
any other details with you.
Okay.
And the questions, do we want to brainstorm some of them now? Or do we want to just insert them into a doc?
Let me
Well-
share this folder with you guys.
There you go. Great.
Well, the other question I have is about signage for what we are. We have a sustainability commission, banner, sign, logos, all that kind of jazz.
Yes, I have a sign. I think we had a sign at one point. So
Yeah, we did.
Judy.
hopefully it's in the box of stuff in the closet. If not, I'll get the
Oh, and we were
Yeah.
supposed to bring our own tablecloth, I think.
I have a tablecloth.
Yeah, she's got a tablecloth
Okay,
and the tabling stuff.
okay.
I got less dirt on your knee. Right, but I appreciate and applaud the idea that the commission questions should really be focused toward what the city is doing, not just generic.
Yeah.
Sustainability questions.
Sorry, I'm just still thinking of random things. So like name tags, stickers
idea.
even
Yep.
for
Good
the
idea.
commissioners. And maybe just a, notepad and a few pens for notes.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's like last year we created like an engagement summary that summarized like how many people the commission had talked to, what were some questions that people asked, and that council
Oh,
really liked that when we
love that,
included that in
yeah.
the annual report. So
Yeah.
for the people tabling, just like
Oh,
whether it's just a dash on a paper every time you talk to someone, or like
Right.
head count as you go, like keep track of that and try to write down, you know, the questions or comments or opinions people share with you.
Right, so in that tabling
Yeah.
material, it's just a notepad for making
Yep.
notes and logging contacts.
Yep. Log. Cool. Okay, I just shared the folder with you. Except for you, Jan, do you have a Gmail? It's saying it can't, I only have your .net.
Oh, do I need a Gmail? I mean, I
think
have
so.
one. I don't
Yeah.
use it ever.
And is it,
Yeah, what is it?
is it in the chat, Danielle?
No, oh, I could drop it in the chat actually.
Well, and I don't care where it is. I don't see it. Oh, is that the
It-
Q? I don't see it where it is.
It probably just came through your email, but
Oh, it's in email. Okay.
let
Yeah.
me copy the link and then
Okay.
it'll just be easier for you to go there.
I can open it on another device on email.
I know. Would it be easier if I just share it on my screen?
That's what I thought you said you were going to do, and so I was just learning how are you going to share this?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Share. I have like 10 million things open. Here we go. Okay.
It's coming.
Can you guys see?
It's opening, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it now.
So here, can you guys just read and
Mhm.
let me know?
Yep.
Okay. So here was waste.
Oh, good.
I did some data questions that are local data questions, but I tried to not do too many of those. So,
So like would we on the waste one, on the first one, how much solid waste is in the Short Mountain landfill is due to food scraps, and would we give people choices? Say,
yeah.
Right.
I think,
A 5%,
yeah,
B
okay.
25%. Yeah, yeah.
And then once
Yeah,
they
okay.
say B, then you would say,
right.
that's correct. Or food waste in
Yep.
landfills is one of the biggest sources of preventable greenhouse gas emissions contributing to climate change.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Ah,
I like having an open-ended question kind of in each category, maybe.
Yeah, same with me.
Out of interest, you can take plastic film to a lot of stores, but you can't put it in your recycling.
Okay, so
Yeah.
You know, Lowe's picks it up. A lot of grocery stores do. They'll take those
yeah, they
plastic.
do.
that's a good idea.
Do we know what they do with them? That's the question.
Don't know for sure, but
Is that more complicated than what?
I'm just throwing it out there. The
I
idea
know.
that
It's
the answer is
true.
trash. I mean, it could say trash. The idea here is to not put it in your recycling. I
Right.
understand. Trash, or better yet, take it to a retailer that accepts it, like Lowe's or many grocery stores.
Or a return to retailer, yeah.
It's a beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Oops. Okay, cool.
Oh, I like the next one because it's isn't it should be email Danielle Klinkabel. Might be on there somewhere.
Call a sustainability commissioner. Let's do that.
That's a joke. You know, one of the things that makes these interesting is a little bit of fun too.
Right.
Totally. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let me I am open to all ideas
Yeah,
here.
Phone a friend.
yeah.
If you phone the right friend, it works, right? So if they've got a friend who says, well, my friend is a master recycler, then they get,
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should add a note onto that D there that says something about no, because then this is the one I have to tell my husband all the time. No, because then you mess up the rest of the.
Right.
Yeah. Wishful recycling. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually makes it harder. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I know that's sort of I wanted to put that there because a lot of people are like, well, if I don't know, I'll just put it in the bin.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
does anybody know about Recycle Plus?
Yes, you can pay
Not
extra
really.
you pay a little extra and they take certain things like right now aseptic containers. I'll have to look up exactly what, but you just pay a little extra and they give you another bin to take some of that stuff away.
Another whole bin.
Yes,
Oh, great.
for
Yeah,
your special stuff.
Yes.
Right.
So do you want to, John, do you want to try to look that up and try to make a
Sure.
question for that?
Sure.
And then these are the handouts that I'm trying to find. That I'm like working on locating.
Okay. Did you just have one that was about composting too?
I don't, yeah, but I guess I'll try to find something like that, but
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if that was a mistake that it went away
Yes.
or.
yeah, I have to kind of, some of these I'm like not sure if they exist. And like we'll see what I
Oh.
can actually track down by.
Next week.
I think, these I already have, so we'll definitely have
Okay.
these.
Right.
We'll see. Okay, transportation. This one sort of has a ways to go. I didn't get very far with this, but so there's the basic roughly how much of total greenhouse gas emissions come from transportation.
Just out of interest, this isn't real city program specific. It's
The data. Yeah.
well, I mean, I think it's very interesting. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to think of how could you twist it? We have a bus system in town that works well, or what else does the city, I believe, or maybe it's 4J does the safe routes to school. I
Right.
mean,
well,
I think this is great too.
Well, we have people who work on alternate modes for
right, the
sure.
transportation planning is about encouraging walking, biking as alternatives.
Yeah.
Bike
Well,
paths and pedestrian safe,
Right.
Neighborhoods and all that stuff is what city transportation planning.
Right. So perhaps that gets mentioned in the answer. More than half city transportation planning is working to reduce this percentage in our town, or I don't know.
Yeah. Are those statistics, Danielle? I should probably know this, but are those local statistics?
yes. Yeah, they're based on our
Yeah.
greenhouse gas inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I haven't gotten into this, but I started by just trying to think of the different programs that exist for each different mode.
Great.
Not that we have to create a question for each of these, but like we could. I mean, my idea too was like, you could start by just being like, okay, which transportation mode would you like to get a question about? Because the point is like, we don't want to force someone to bike if they're never going to bike, but they might be more interested in walking, or they might have always wondered about electric vehicles. Like, let's already try to target the question towards what they
Right,
Mhm.
that's a good idea.
are feeling drawn towards. So you'd
Yeah.
start by just saying like, what mode are you most want to get a question about? Walk, bike, bus,
Interested
carpool,
in,
or
yeah.
electric vehicles. And then you would go to that category and it'd be like, okay, walking, like you said walking. So, and then we'd have like two different options, like that could be about these. I don't know. This is where I ran out of time. And so I just kind of started to brainstorm programs that we have that could become questions.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Good job.
rewrite them and, you know, so that they're ready for Jeopardy.
Yeah. So does someone want to take a stab at turning these things into questions, or?
Sure, and I guess my dream
Dawn,
would
you might
be
be good
this,
at all of this.
that you do put this into a Google Doc so that we can all push on it,
Yes.
if that works for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Let's just keep working through it and then people can kind of like do it,
Right.
what they feel excited about.
Because otherwise we have to send emails to.
No, yeah, let's
Yeah,
do a
yeah,
Google
yeah.
Doc.
Yeah.
So buildings also is like pretty half-baked still.
But this is a wonderful start. You should get a job
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. Thank you. I kind of highlighted where there still needs to be more work done.
Really good start.
Yeah, great.
Under EVs, do you want to put something about
Did you have
electric bike? I don't know what to say.
I
but
have
was-
electric bikes here that UWeb offers.
Oh,
electric.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
they're
that's
there in the
under
rebate.
bikes, yeah, okay.
I
that's fine,
also
not-
put, I mean, you know, there's the EV car share program that not that many people know about,
I
Right.
did.
where you can rent an EV for like $4 to $5 per hour. It's just in the Broadway South parking lot. You just sign
Oh.
up, app and stuff. So like that could be a question.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, EWeb has, you know, it also has rebates for car chargers as well as
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
purchase.
Yeah.
I got to upgrade my
Doesn't-
charger.
Doesn't Odo have some? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot here. Again, I mean, it might be fun just to create a question about each of these, just like for commissioner's sake too, to learn.
Mhm.
Or they could be reapplied in other places, like, or if you
Yeah.
get someone who wants to go through 5 questions, like, sure, go for it. They could get a compost bucket.
Mhm.
So buildings, yeah, I started doing buildings, urban forestry,
That wasn't one of our original 6. Do we want to do urban forestry rather than land use?
Well, that's land use, perhaps.
oh, land use. Oh yeah, land use and urban forestry, that's true.
Great.
Well, land use, technically in the CAP 2.0, land use is folded under transportation because that's
Yeah,
sort of,
I was just meaning it. We could combine them, but
yeah, you're right.
and
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
not,
like, yeah,
you're right. From a public perspective, like
yes.
it makes more sense that way. So yeah, if someone wants to come up with some land use questions.
Yeah, some of those are, you know, what is urban growth boundary? You know, how much city land can be developed in ABC kind of version.
But it's more like, what do we want people to do? Or
Right.
what programs do we want them to be aware of? There's the ADU library.
Exactly.
Yeah, the ADUs and the ADU library are very good.
The point call a behavior we are seeking is like live densely. I mean, so
Don't
Well,
forget-
compactly is a less,
Yeah.
you know, or in closer proximity or compact growth. And I've noticed the languaging, we don't call it density anymore, we call it compact growth.
Right.
I mean, so sort of a question about the benefits of compact development.
Right.
Yeah,
City.
less transportation, you know, closer proximity to neighbors.
No, that's a good idea.
Services.
Okay, a need for transportation or something like that.
Right. Right.
Closer access to basic needs like groceries. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I'll just kind of start that one. We can
Mhm.
ADU library would be a good one to make a question about.
Well, it's one of those basic, you know, the basic question is people know what an ADU is.
Right.
And then a follow-up. You know, are auxiliary dwelling units allowed in the city of Eugene? And a follow-up could be, you know, where can you find plans?
So the ADU library is a place you can get plans.
Yeah.
Okay. He learned
There-
something too.
Yeah, there's like 12 different
Yeah.
plans already designed and approved by like
Yeah, they're
you know,
already
building code or
approved.
something.
Right.
And having gone through the plan approval process 5 years ago, that's highly beneficial.
Yeah.
Highly
I wish
recommended.
they'd approved my ADU, but it was 2 stories and under the old standards, it didn't fit.
This could also be more of a conversational, like, would you be interested in living in an ADU or building one on your property or something? Like
Yeah.
just conversationally or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
or like, it could even be broader than that. Like, are you interested in living in a dense urban core or like,
The compact urban core. Right. Sorry, I thought we're switching out of density.
We're working on it.
I don't care. It makes more sense, but
okay. Sorry, I have to go pick up my kids. I have to leave in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time.
it's always good
So-
for everybody.
Property, I don't know. These can be,
Yes, but that's a great idea.
Starters.
Some of these decide 23% bunk.
yeah.
You know, there's stuff about what's so great about having more tree canopy cover is
Oh yeah, I like that better. What are the
it's-
benefits of,
you know, it
what are
keeps-
the,
keeps you cooler, it's prettier, it saves the roads, it reduces crime, as I remember hearing last time.
Keeps it
shade?
cooler. Yeah.
Yeah. Preserves the streets,
Helps.
Property values, increases property value?
right? Gives you a place to put a rope swing. Nope, those are too dangerous. Public health will never tolerate rope swings.
But I like putting that in there though. It's like brings humor.
Helps clear the air.
My yard is filled with swings on everything.
Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. And then I
Perfect.
haven't done any for emergency preparedness yet and for water.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, this seems like a good start.
Mhm.
I've emailed it to all of you except for you, Jan, because I don't have your, what, can you tell me your email, your Gmail real quick?
Jan B. Eugene, I think. Let me look. Like I said, I never use it.
Oh yeah, there it is, Jan B. Eugene. Okay, so you all should get it when you go to your Gmail. You should have an invitation to join that committee folder, and I'll put the tabling thing is in there, and I'll add Jan's commissioner spotlight process description to that too. And I think that's it. This was a really good meeting.
I hate to
Okey-doke.
admit it, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cory Booker just broke the Senate record for, what's the word? You know, for his long
Filibuster.
filibuster. There's the word I'm looking
Well,
for.
here's something we can be proud Oregonians. For many years, it was Wayne Morris's
Oh,
record.
that's right.
Oh, that's cool.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not proud.
Is
of
anyone
filibuster,
tracking
right?
the 2 elections happening today? I meant to
I-
kind of.
I
chance-
most want to
they-
hear
they-
about Wisconsin, and I haven't heard anything yet. I
Yeah,
know.
Wisconsin, I care about a little because I used to live there. But the congressional elections, they're safe seats.
I know,
No,
but
it-
it can
I
still
sound
help
like
if
they're
they
within
get
the margin of
close.
error.
They,
Sound
I
like
Yeah.
think, I think I
Thir-
just got an alert that the one they thought may win, they didn't win. But
Damn it.
even if it's good, better, closer than expected, that's a good thing.
I guess
Yeah.
it was just creepy because I was getting all these fundraising things.
Oh, I know.
We can flip these seats, and they were manipulating people into thinking
yeah.
this was a possibility
Yeah.
Oh,
to make money.
Well, they're just,
Mhm.
they're multiplying. It's like, I don't know where there's like all these new organizations raising money for the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah. So, but anyway.
oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, good work,
Okay.
y'all. Thank you,
You guys.
Danielle.
Okay,
Bye.
I'm gonna go say bye to grandkids pretty soon. Okay, bye-bye, kids.
All right.
Sounds
Bye, y'all.
good. Bye.